I click this. This is what you're hearing. This is through the webcam. I guess we'll have to use that for now. I don't know what's going on with the other one. I don't know what's going on with the Yeti, but we'll figure that out later. We got things to do. As long as you guys can hear me fine, I'm okay with that. Let me know in the chat. Everything sound okay? Doesn't sound crazy? No static? Dylan got static. Dylan has got some static. Maybe that was Wordo. Maybe Wordo's got some static. Can Wordo hear me? He can't hear me in this. Let me change this over so he can hear me in this.
I still have static.
Wordo, you're very loud. Microphone. Yo, check, check. Check.
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I can hear you.
You're good.
I gotta turn these guys down. Let me turn them down real quick before they blow my ears off. Holy crap. My kid set the freaking sound to 100. Let's see, I gotta get this thing to work. Voice activation, input, volume. Automatic. Check. Get disconnect, reconnect. Hello. Hello. Let's test everyone else's volumes. Wordo, come back on so I know you're there. Hit your volume. I want to hear how loud you are. Okay, we'll skip you then. Bit native.
Check 1 2.
Yeah. You're good. Dylan, you there?
1 2 1 2.
Yeah, Dylan's there. I'll turn him down just a little bit.
Hey.
Hey, Wordo.
I'm here too.
All right.
What's going on?
What's up, guys?
Yeah, not much. Just I was trying to go between YouTube and the Discord on my phone, and I don't think it's working out.
Yeah. I would choose one. Probably mute YouTube. Go with that. So what's going on, everyone? Welcome to BiteSizeMining. Hope everyone had a good day today. Sorry I'm a little late today. I had a church thing this morning or this afternoon, so I needed to make sure I was there for that, and then rushing home to get here. So I just want everyone to know we do have the Bitcoin private mining pool up. I'm here to answer any questions you guys got about how to connect, profitability, why we chose Bitcoin private, and just to clarify, because this was a question that was asked real early in the topic, was what are we mining? We are mining Bitcoin private. Okay, it's not Bitcoin private mining pool, it's Bitcoin private. So that's the one of the first questions that I know we had today as far as the topics or as far as the questions on the Bitcoin private pub mining pool topic. So another question we had is, what's the profitability? And that's usually a huge question that people have is how much am I going to make? I can't tell you specifically how much you specifically are going to make. I can help you out with that. If you want to send me a direct message, I can give you an approximate amount that you're looking to make. But I will tell you this, it is profitable. It's not the most profitable, but it is profitable, okay? If we are getting blocks on a regular basis. If we're not getting those blocks on a regular basis, then we're not going to win, or we're not going to be profitable. What's the price of the coin right now? So let's look at the price right now. Now, there's only one exchange really that CoinMarketCap is really looking at. I don't think they accept Qcoin, but we can look and see what the price is right now. We're at $68.18. In Satoshis, or in Bitcoin, you're looking at 0.00739 as far as the worth right now. So a lot of people are going to probably mine this, exchange it over for Bitcoin. So you're going to be looking at the 0.00739 as your exchange rate from Bitcoin private to Bitcoin. So like I said before, we had some questions about its profitability. NRA Forever really hit on that as far as, you know, it not being the most profitable, and I believe Ted down here kind of went through, and you guys can see that here. You can see it on the stream. You can also see it on the Bitcoin pub, where Ted has kind of broken it all down, so you guys can see exactly the profitability you're looking at. Now, he's tested this on a relatively large pool, I would say. He's testing this on a 1.4 million solutions per second pool, whereas we won't be on such a high pool. We're going to be on a lower, I want to say we're not on a high pool. We're not on a pool with a lot of hash rate, so and a lot of miners, so we don't have as many shares to send out, right? So the portion sizes for everyone is bigger. As far as the block reward is about, I think it's 1.75 is the actual block reward amount, but after founders fees, treasury, developer fees, and all that, it becomes like a 1.56 distribution. So pretty good. That's where the Z Classic coin value went. Exactly. That is exactly where it went. I think Z Classic topped out about 115 before about $115 before the actual fork. So we're not quite back up there, but I would expect us. I'm not an analyst. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not Peter. You guys know I'm not Peter, but I would expect it to go back up to about 115. And you guys know the market's being pretty weird right now. As far as its mining, as far as its profitability compared to other coins, again, right now the only comparison we have is pretty much the calculations that Ted's gone into here, where he's saying based on Trade Satoshi's exchange rate. Yo, what's up, Ted? So based on Trade Satoshi website and its exchange rate back when he was checking it at $73, we were looking at about $1.22 a day. So, and that's for, I believe that's 1070 Ti. So if we just quickly look at 1070 Ti to figure out what its typical profitability is, if we look at that, you're looking at about $1.29, and you're mining Ethereum. So that's not too far off. $1.22 a day. That's worst case, right? That's just one exchange giving us the value. Okay, one exchange giving us the value, and you're at $1.22 versus the highest, which is actually, I think this is Zcash, so $1.30. So we're not that far off. I mean, profitabilities are down on mining overall. So $1.22 a day versus $1.30 a day. I mean, 8 cents, guys. It costs you 8 cents to support the pub, to support the mining pool. We're not looking. We definitely don't want to bankrupt everyone, and we definitely don't want everyone to spend time and effort mining a non-profitable coin. And when NRA Forever brought that up, that was very much an alarmant to us, saying, wait a minute, are our calculations not correct? Do we need to go back and revise what we think? And that's what we did. We just quickly went in, or Ted went in real quickly and just threw those numbers together. I mean, didn't throw them together. He went gathered his numbers from what he's been doing. I gather my numbers from what I've been doing, and our numbers concur. Our numbers fall in line with what his calculations were. Let's see, looking to get off NiceHash and mine the coin directly. Yeah, so I have nothing against NiceHash. I think NiceHash is a great way for beginners to get started mining until you can get familiar with how to set up like EWBF for NVIDIA, right? How to set that up, how to set up Claymore for AMD cards. And so while you're learning, right, you're still hashing, you're still making that money, right? So it's a great way to get started. As far as continuing to use it, I mean, if all you're looking for is that quick exchange to Bitcoin, there's nothing wrong with NiceHash. But if you start to see these new coins that are coming out, sometimes the most profitable time to mine a new coin is at its beginning, because there's not a lot of adoption, right? There's not a lot of people jumping in that pool to grab the shares. So you can grab a majority of the shares early on, right? And that price is going to build, right? Especially the coins that you believe in, right? And that other people believe in. They're going to start building. Remember, this is a fork of a fork, right? Bitcoin Private is a fork of a fork. It comes from Zcash into Z Classic, now back into Bitcoin Private. Okay, so what does all of that mean? So Z Classic, the developers of Z Classic wanted to get back into that whole Bitcoin mentality, and that's why they're forming this Bitcoin Private. Z Classic is gone. It's left to the people. It's left to the masses to take care of it if they want to. Otherwise, all the development is going into Bitcoin Private. You can see the development team is posting stuff daily on Facebook, daily on Reddit, daily on Twitter. These guys are really pumped. You're going to see a lot of development in these early stages of the coin. Just like when Neo first hit the scene. If Neo was mineable, could you imagine how many people would have jumped into Neo? It went from $10 to $115. I mean, I don't know what Neo is now, but I bet you it's still up there. $85. Guys, it's these coins, these new coins, these are the time to mine them. It is right when they come out. And that's what we were trying to do. We try to get the newest coin. We try to get a mining pool up as soon as possible, so that way we can all mine it. Now it's time to rally the troops, right? It's time to get everyone to come in the pool. You know, come get in the pool. We just put fresh chlorine in it, fresh water in it. Nobody's peed in this pool yet. Everything looks nice and clean and clear. You might get a little sting in your eyes if you open your eyes in the water. But guys, we're ready to go. We're ready to rock and roll. We're ready to jump into this thing. Let me show you guys the mining pool right now. I'm gonna do a little prediction here. There are 0 people hashing on this pool right now. I'm correct, guys. 0 people. Not blaming anyone. Not blaming anyone. There is a reason why we're holding off on this. We want everyone to jump in at one time, so we don't have people trickling in, trickling out. But guys, when we first started this pool, look right here. When we first started this, that was up to 30 million. Okay, now we're at 17 million. 30 million. So we're at half. So before we needed about 100,000 solutions per second. Now we probably need closer to 50, 60 to get one a day. 1 block a day. And here you guys go. Here's what I was talking about. After the fees and everything, 1.56. That's the typical reward. So that is the reward for each block that's being mined. And Ted did us a favor and put Zencash back up here. Put the Zencash pool back up. We know it works too. But guys, look at it. It's almost 2.5, 2 point something more than what it would take, you know, or higher in hash rate than Bitcoin Private. That's why we selected this pool, guys. We selected this pool because we can be competitive in this pool. We have so many people on the Bitcoin pub who are pumped about having a pool. We just need everyone to jump in. We got a diving board. If you guys want to dive in, dive in. Guys, we're just looking to get this thing off the ground. Stay with us, guys. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but hey, we're all here for the long run. So any questions you guys got about how to connect, I'm here to help. I think I've done the pump enough about getting you guys into the pool, but I want to help you guys out. So start asking the questions. Feel free to ask anyone in the Discord. If you've got a question, feel free to interrupt me. I'm going to keep talking so that I don't have people just, you know, not thinking that we're just sitting here just clicking a bunch of buttons. But feel free to jump in. Another question we get all the time is, I only have one GPU. Will I make a difference? Yes, you will make a difference. I guarantee it. One person mining can make a difference. You could be the one guy to win the block. Everyone could be celebrating you. I mean, the person that won the block last time was me. It was me. But you know what it took for me to do that? It took me to put in my own money to buy nice hash power. To buy that nice hash power. And guys, this was for proof. This was proof for us. This was invaluable proof. This was proof that we could win a block, that we could pay it out, and we could do it all without any hiccups. It works, guys. We're trusted. We're a trusted pub. Look, we're a verified mining pool. We're right here on the list. Verified. If you guys want to know the fees are 0. We have no fees right now on the pool. Why? Because we want people to join in. We will eventually have a 0.5% fee. Okay? That's better than most other pools. I mean, Son of a Tech, I think, is 1.6. Yeah, 1.6 pool fee. I mean, it's, yeah, 1.6 pool fee. We're only looking for a 1.5. And all that is, that's to cover our cost. We do have costs associated with running the pool. And look, guys, let me show you. This is Son of a Tech's pool, right? Most of you guys follow him on YouTube probably. He's a great guy. I think he's a smart guy. Look at this. He's got 32 miners, 50 workers. He's pulling in about 100,000 solutions per second. All right. His luck's down to 0.3. How many blocks is he pulling a day? So just today, he's pulled, from what I can see, he's pulled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 blocks. That's 8 point something, right? Divided by 32 people, basically. It's there, guys. The numbers are there. We can do that. We can easily be a Son of a Tech pool. We can easily be that size, guys. We got plenty of hashing power. We just need everyone to commit. That's all. 121080 Ti is only $30 a day now. Yeah, I mean, profitability is way down, guys. I mean, we can look here right at what to mine, and we can see that profitability is just not where it was. It's not where it was about 3 weeks ago. It's just not where it was. I mean, you're talking BTC, so you're probably on NiceHash. $20.93, guys. It's just not where it used to be. Now, that's with 12 cents on the electric. I would take that out because I use that as my daily cost averaging, and you're looking at $27. So, it's just not where it was, but it's still profitable. That's the point. It's still profitable. So again, guys, lots of questions here on the Bitcoin Pub. Just trying to answer them all. Trying to make sure that everyone's ready. Everyone's pumped up. So what's the day? What's the day that we are going to launch this thing? What's the day we're going to the moon with this thing? It is, hold on, I forgot. March 16th. Okay? It's March 16th, guys. It's listed right up here at the top. March 16th, what time? That was a big thing when we had the Zencash push was, well, what time is it? Well, what time zone is it? Guys, if it's March 16th, put your rigs to it. Doesn't matter what time zone it is, put your rigs to it. And how long are we going to do this? Forever. We're not going to end this one. This is not a proof of concept. This is not a, let's test this. This is the official go. This is go time. It's go time. Okay? We want you to jump in the pool. We want your fingers, your fingertips, we want them to get all wrinkly because you've been staying in the pool too long. Okay? That's what we want. BitNative, you got anything to add?
No, I was just looking at the profitability, and it looks like I'm doing decent. Yeah, I looked at what Ted put in the pub, and that seemed kind of low compared to what I'm actually seeing.
You running a 1070 Ti?
I'm running 4 of them
Okay.
and 3 1060s.
So Ted's estimate is a little bit on the low side, which is okay. I mean, that's being a little bit conservative, right?
Yeah, it's definitely good.
I'd rather you tell me his estimate was low than his estimate was high.
Well, I think it's like you said, it depends on how many people you're sharing it with.
Right, exactly. And I mean, Son of a Tech, he's a big, he's got a big fan crowd, right? He's got a lot of people to pull from, and I'm sure a lot of these rigs are probably even his, if he keeps any of them that he builds. But I mean, I don't know if he would put his name in here, but yeah, I mean, if he's pulling this many blocks a day, we can definitely pull that many blocks a day. Is there a way to optimize the 1080 Ti hashing while keeping it cooler? Yes. Let me see. I'm guessing you're not doing any kind of overclocking. So I don't have the specific numbers for your 1080 Ti because everyone's is a little different. What I suggest to you is download MSI Afterburner, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to start with your memory core, with your memory clocks, and start increasing it by 100, okay? Typically, you can get to about 600 before it starts to fail, okay? So start by 100, go up. You should be good until you hit about 600. That's when it starts to get a little iffy. Your screen's gonna maybe blink, right? It's gonna blink a little bit. You're gonna lose hash power. Do all this while you're hashing too. You're gonna lose your hashing. It's gonna go down to 0. So when you back it up by 50, okay? But 600 is a good start, okay? The same thing with your core clock. You're gonna take your core clock and you're gonna move it, I would say comfortably you can move it up 100, okay? Move it up to plus 100, all right? And hit apply, and you should still be okay, all right? Then start backing off your power. Do it in 5% increments. So start at 100, go to 95, click apply, make sure that works. Go down to 90, click apply, make sure that works. And every time you do that, you're gonna see the temperature of your 1080 Ti's. You're gonna see them drop, usually by 2 or 3 degrees Celsius, okay? And then you should be able to get to about 85%. You may be able to get lower, but I'm trying to give you a good starting point. About 85%, you're gonna see your 1080s probably drop to about between 65 and 70 degrees Celsius. That also, make sure you put your fan speed up to 85. So that would be my tip. So you're looking at your power at 85%, your core clock at 100, your memory clock at 600, and your fan speed at 85%. That's probably a good start. You can, from there you can tweak it, right? Add a little bit, take a little bit away, that type of stuff. But that should get you, that should optimize those 1080s. It's hard to really tell. I can't just give you these straight fact numbers that are going to work for every single 1080 Ti. Every single 1080 Ti is different. Even the ones that are made by the same manufacturers are different. Some can handle it, some can't. It's just the way they're put together. So try that. If you have any more questions, hit me up on the Bitcoin Pub. I'm Imaginary Pi on the Bitcoin Pub. More than happy to help you get it all finished up. Any other questions we got? Guys, this is exciting times for us. We're getting ready to launch this thing off. We're going to go to the moon with this thing. I'm excited.
Hey, so let me go ahead and make a correction. I guess Ted is right. I had to redo my calculations, but I am ready to go on the 16th.
Cool. And the reason why some of you might say, well, why don't we jump onto it today? You guys can jump onto it today. We have no problem with that. We just ask that you're there on the 16th and you stay with us. That's all we ask. The reason why we pick the 16th is because when this thing kicks off and we start getting loads and loads of people in, we know the server can handle it. We just want to make sure there's no crazy errors, right? So just like when Peter touches a computer with Windows, for whatever reason it just blows up, right? This is the same thing. We just want to make sure that the computer doesn't blow up because maybe Peter touched it or something like that, right? It's just a server. It's far away from Peter. It should be okay. TNA TIs will obviously be different, but I'm very impressed with the results from the team. So 65%. So this is what Ted's running on his 1070. 65% power, 250 on his core clock, plus 250 on the core clock, plus 675 on his memory clock, and I love this. Guys, I know people like to post their hashing power, but efficiency. We need efficiency, right? You can boost your freaking GPU all the way up and get a buku amount of hashing power. But if your solutions per watt, that's your efficiency. If your efficiency is low, you know, like you can take Ted's to compare. If you get a 1070 Ti and you're getting less than 4.3 solutions per watt, plus or minus 10%, I would say, then you're not optimized. This is optimized. This is you are humming along. You're making as much money per power as possible. You get as much hash as you possibly can per watt. 4.3 solutions per watt. That's pretty good. 72 degrees Celsius. A little hotter than what most people like to run at, but your GPU can handle that. Yeah, so his stock was 2.5. So almost doubled. He's almost doubled. And I'm sure even doubling his hash power and then, well, doubling his efficiency, I mean, his power is 65% of what it was before. 65% of stock, right? That's huge savings, guys. Huge savings. We're all about helping you guys optimize your GPUs. I know if you go to the Bitcoin pub, there's not a whole lot on overclocking. Whole three posts on overclocking, but the fundamentals are there. With your memory clock, 100 plus 100 increments, okay, until you've killed your hashing power. Then start backing off by 50, right? Your core clock increase by 50, start decreasing by 25, okay? Your power, start decreasing by 5%. And then I always just put my fan at 85%. Some people will go to 100. I don't like running it at 100, but hey, that's what keeps it cool, right? You most definitely can improve your hashing power. Man, I would love for this to be our numbers. Love for this to be our numbers. I completely believe we can be here. What did I say about power again? You want about your efficiency? You get 1070 Ti's. You want your efficiency, I would say you should set your benchmark goal to be around that 4.3 solutions per watt. And within 10%. So maybe you're a little confused about how Ted is seeing this. Okay, so if you are running EWBF, for instance, if you're running EWBF and you type in --PEC between the password and the port, I don't think it really matters where, but if you type in --PEC, what it will do is it'll bring up a little dialog box, and that dialog box will list out your solutions per second or solutions per watt. Sorry, my computer did like a weird flash and it threw me off for a second. But that's basically what it is. That's how you check to make sure your efficiency is, or what your efficiency is. Highly recommend you guys type that in --PEC in the EWBF. Guys, I'm so happy that we're right here on this. I'm so happy we got on this verified pools. This is huge. Be a lot better if we could be up here, but we haven't made it that far yet, guys. But we will. We are going to make it up here. That's our goal. Get up here. Get to the sponsored mining pools. More than happy. I think that's where a lot of Son of a Tech, or Son of a Tech, I think that's a lot where his donations are going. So that's why you see that 0.6 goes to the development. So he's probably also donating that 0.6. So for us, maybe we would do 1%, maybe eventually. Maybe eventually when we start getting that hashing up there, right? Maybe we go to 1%. 0.5% goes to increasing the development, so we can end up on that sponsored pool. Then the other 0.5% goes to keeping the pool up. Just a thought. Not saying it's something that we've set in stone, but just a thought. What other questions you guys got? I'm kind of here just to make this announcement, answer any pool questions you guys got. Will your pool have notifications when your GPU stop hashing? So, no, not right now. However, what we're asking is everyone who joins the pool, for your username, be sure to use your Bitcoin Pub username. And Ted and I are constantly monitoring this, right? We want to see who's participating. So we generally know who's on the pool and who's not on the pool. And so what we'll do is we typically will say, oh, a miner dropped off. Who dropped off? And we can typically see who dropped off. And once we've identified who it is, we typically will send them a DM through the Bitcoin Pub. We'll send you a DM and say, hey, your rig went offline. You might want to know that. The other way we can also notify you is we also have a Slack, right? We have a Slack channel. You can access it if you go to the main website. You can access it right here. You just click that click here button. You guys can join us on Slack. We'll also post things on there as far as pool's status. If the pool's up, if we're not seeing any problems with the pool, we'll post things like that up there. So you guys can join that also. It's just a quicker way. You know, if you don't always have the pub, if you don't have that notification, right? This gives you that notification. That's the best we can do right now for everyone is having this Slack, so we can send you that quick message. You can get it right there on your phone and know, oh crap, my GPUs aren't hashing or something's wrong, right? How many of you guys are using TeamViewer or some kind of remote access into the computer? Just curious how many people are using it. Dylan, BitNative, Wordo, any of you?
No, I only have one graphics card at the moment. That's in my main PC.
So, even with the one PC, I've even used it from work. I use it to take my phone, and I'm able to jump into the computer and kind of do a little tinkering and things like that, or switch over to a different pool, you know, switch over to a different coin if need be. Right, so Ted kind of hit on this here is he's just talking about brainstorming, no promises, but sending you a direct message on Slack. We won't be the fastest at it, but we may be faster than you. So it's definitely a possibility to let you guys know when you're not mining, because it benefits you and it benefits us, right? Because we want to keep everyone on the pool. We want everyone to remain profitable, and We want everyone to win. Where's the best place to generate a BTCZ address? BTCP? I'll just quickly do that. Yeah, BTCP is what you probably mean. So the BTCP, you're going to want to go to the main website here, btcprivate.org, and you can get a wallet. There's two wallets. I'm guessing you're running Windows since you're probably running NiceHash, right? So there's two wallets. There's the full node wallet, which is here, and then there's the Electrum wallet, which is here. So you have two options. One is to run a full node, right? That's the full node desktop wallet. What that'll do is that'll sync the wallet to the blockchain itself, and your wallet will act as a full node. The benefits of that, there's no real benefit to that. You're not going to get any money for running a full node. Now, you're just supporting the network. The Electrum wallet is your just plain wallet. You download it, install it, you'll run the Java file. You won't run the executable file, you run the Java file. And then from there, you can generate your wallet address, pop that wallet address into EWBF. If you have any problems with connecting to the pool, just shoot me a direct message. I'll be more than happy to send you just a quick copy paste that you can do into your batch file to get you hashing. Crypto chick, planning on building my rigs, but should I wait for the next new cards? That's actually a pretty good question, and Nico and I were kind of going back and forth a little bit about this, because someone else had mentioned that they were looking to start building their own rig. I'm trying to find that here. I think that's this one right here. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I did see an article that apparently NVIDIA has their new GPUs coming out in April, so
That's
it's
correct.
like a next month.
The new GPU coming in April. I thought it was August. Someone else was writing that it was August. Guess we can.
Yeah, I heard they were pulling them back.
Let's see. NVIDIA GPU release. So 3 days ago. Let's see what they say. Volta mid 2018 is what this article is saying. I don't know if you find anything with a specific date, post it in the chat. We'll see if we can figure that out. But as far as waiting or not waiting, so that's typically the big debate, right? Is jumping now, jumping later. What I would suggest is I right now I say wait, because if it is April, definitely wait. But you can wait on buying the GPUs, right? As far as getting the build started, if you're not familiar with building a computer, I would definitely go ahead and get started, right? Or even buy just one GPU right now, just so that you can get your feet wet. You can dip your feet in the pool, right? It's a heated pool though. Don't worry. We made sure that we put heaters in the pub's mining pool. Okay, so when you dip your toe in there, it's gonna be nice and warm. So what you'll do is at least get started building the computer, right? Build your frame. If you're gonna build a frame, build your frame, right? Or if you're gonna purchase one, man, purchasing a frame back when we first got the first rig going, that frame took about an hour for me to put together. There were so many little tiny pieces, but that was a pretty intricate frame. But get the frame, get your motherboard, get your processor, all that stuff. You have time to hunt for deals at this point, right? You have time to wait for things to go on sale, right? RAM is expensive. You have time to search Craigslist, search eBay, find that RAM for on the cheap, right? Processors. If you guys, Crypto Chick, if you haven't heard of Micro Center, you should check out Micro Center. They typically run a deal where when you buy the processor and the motherboard together, they give you a discount, like usually $50. Okay, it's a great time to just go ahead and get that stuff, start gathering that stuff, put it together, make sure everything works. You don't need a GPU to get the computer up and running, right? And then you can bargain hunt, right? Oh, I just bought this 480 for $200. You know, I'm not being realistic with that, but you know, you just buy this one here, buy that one there, and so it gives you that opportunity. But as far as the new ones coming up, it's gonna be hard to tell whether or not we're gonna get some crazy price on the new one, right? On the Voltas, it's gonna be hard to tell. And remember, profitability is down right now. Okay, so we need Bitcoin to go up. We need the alts to come up, so that profitability will come up. Okay, so those GPUs that you're buying right now, if you were to buy like the 1080 Ti, you know, for $1,000, $1,100, you're buying that right now with a profitability, knowing the profitability right now is about $1.80 a day, $1.75, $1.80 a day. So you know that those are very long return on investment periods. So having this opportunity to wait for discounts, waiting for opportunities to buy at a sales price is great, especially if you're doing really well in the trading side. That's my advice, is just stay vigilant. You have time, right? We're in a lull for profitability. You got time to shop around. You may even see people selling full rigs at discounted prices. So right now is a good time to just chill out, be patient, and then boom, jump right in. Now, one thing that you could do is you can always, if you really wanted to support the pub, you could also buy Nice Hash Power. I'm not promoting it. I'm not even going to give you my referral link for it. What I'm just saying is there has got to be a sweet spot for profitability using Nice Hash, using their buying power. You buy it, you buy them the hashing power from them, and then use that to mine with. There's got to be that sweet spot profitability. I haven't found it out yet, but there's no way that could survive unless there was that sweet spot. So that's something to kind of keep an eye on. Oh, let's see. Any experience here with wind turbine 1 kilowatt approximate for rig or ASIC? I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Techie Boy. Can you give me a little bit of elaboration on that? Can I buy it at a discount? Typically no. Typically what Crypto Chick, what you're talking about, buying a GPUs at a discount, they're not going to do that. They know the popularity is right up there. In fact, when I was buying these GPUs, they were actually charging me anywhere between $25 to $50 for the second GPU that I was buying. So I would go in, I would get the first GPU for like $420, and then the second one they were charging me like $470. And I was like, well, why are they charging me more for a second GPU? And they were saying, well, it's just the way it is, the discount doesn't apply to both, and yada yada yada. So then I had to start going in there and buying one GPU at a time, and that was pretty annoying. With the GTC being at the end of the month, people feel that we might see cards as early as April, but yeah, still no guarantee. Yeah. I use now in stock early to buy 1080 Ti's, but most coming out now are 930 to 1000. See, that's coming back down, right? That's nice. The prices are coming back down a little bit slowly, but they're coming back down. Maybe they're getting ready to ramp up for the new one, trying to leave room for the new one. If the prices, here's my thought: if the prices don't start to come down on the 10 series, the 11 series that comes out, the Volta series that's going to come out, it's just going to be more expensive. And until people start buying them and hashing with them, we're not going to really know what the profitability is on them. They could be nothing more than what we already are seeing for that extra money. So is it a gamble? Is it a gamble to wait? I don't think so. I don't think you're gambling with anything, because remember, you're buying this, so you're going to go into the negative because you're buying it, and then you have a return on investment period, right? Typically right now, that return on investment period is more than a year because of the profitability changes. And again, I really like to push this. I don't look at my electricity. I don't look at the electricity as an expense that takes away from my revenue or my profits. Okay, that is my way of dollar cost averaging, because I'm not mining at that type of scale, right? I'm not mining to where it's like, oh my god, I'm spending $1,000 a month on electricity. I'm not to that scale. So Peter is, obviously, and I run those rigs on behalf of Peter, but that's, so that's, if that's his dollar cost averaging, that's his dollar cost averaging. But that's how I look at it. I look at the electric as a way of dollar cost averaging. So I don't purchase. And the other benefit to that is I don't pay the fee, right? I don't pay the 1.5 fee for purchasing through, like, as opposed to like purchasing through like Coinbase or something like that. We have about 10 more minutes here, guys, and so start asking the hard questions. What's your opinion on starting with a low-end mining rig that costs, say, $2,000 with a short 250-day return on investment versus a $50,000 or a $5,000 high-end rig with a longer return on investment? So my thought on starting low versus starting high is you're going to want to look at the resale value, right? Because if you're going to start low, you're starting low, you're going to start building up, so that means you're going to start selling those GPUs, those lower end GPUs, probably the 1050s, right? You're going to start selling those 1050s until you can save enough until you replace that 1050 with a 1070, and then so on, and then so on, and then so on. And so you're constantly having this revolving setup, right? You are probably going to need to mine with that 1050, with that $2,000 budget. You're probably going to need to mine and with that card until you're about 60% of your investment back. Okay, so I would take 60% of 250 days, and that's what you're going to want to kind of key in on, and then start dumping those lower end cards. Now, if that takes you 250 days, 60% of 250 days, let me just do that calculation real quick. If that takes you 150 days to do, right, that's 5 months from now. 5 months from now would be August. If those new cards, right now would probably be my limit, right? Because if those new cards come out in August, you're going to see that rush of 1050s jumping on the market because everyone who's doing it is going to be exchanging them out. And that's when you're going to start losing more profitability. Okay? Jumping into the higher rig, the $5,000, I think that's a better play, okay? Because you're front end loading that, okay? And then you're already starting on that return on investment. You're already starting to eat away at that $5,000. Whereas the $2,000, you're replacing those cards, right? So you're replacing the 1050s, and then you're purchasing the next one up, you know, the 1080 or 1060 or 1070s, whatever, you're purchasing the next one up, so your return on investment period almost starts over again, almost, right? So with the 1050, even though it's a longer return on investment up front, I think that your return on investment on the $2,000 rig, I think you're going to see it climb as you start to purchase the next GPU up and up. So yeah, so Crypto Chick, another advice I would give to you is explore the options of not having to run Windows operating system. Okay, so if you're familiar with Linux, if you're not familiar with Linux, Simple Mining operating system is a great operating system to use. They do charge a fee, a 2% fee, but the period in which that would pay for itself, or in which that would equal the cost of Windows is about, I think it's about a year. So it could be worth it. In about a year, you paid off the rig. Maybe then you take a little bit of money and buy Windows. Maybe not. Probably not. And so there's other options there, and there's other cost-saving tools that you can use. And then also, Simple Mining also gives you the ability to overclock too. So you won't be missing out on that tool either. Alright guys, I think I got time for one more question, and then I'm going to be heading to bed here. The time change is really getting to me. It gets to me in the morning. So, but guys, remember, March 16th, if your clock and your calendar says March 16th, it's time to jump on the Bitcoin private mining pool. Right here. Time to jump in here. Get this number to go up. Who just put hashing power on here? Who's this? I don't know who this is. See, is this your username in the Bitcoin pub? I don't think I've ever seen this username. I'm about to find out. I'm about to find out who this user is. Oh, there you are. Okay. Are you a pub member? Are you a pub member? Greater than one. You are. Nice. Testing it out, huh? Testing the waters. I'd say you're running either two 1070s. Yeah. Nah. Look, 1070s is great. That's a great start. March 16th gives me time to tweak my card's settings correctly. Exactly. And guys, please feel free to send me questions about your tweaks if you just can't get it to work. Please feel free. Imaginary Pi on the Bitcoin pub. More than happy to answer it. Well, you know, when you start hashing, your GPUs and your monitor, yeah, things start getting a little wacky. Hey Ted, what processor do you have? That's what I'm curious. What kind of processor do you have? I'm wondering if that's what's causing the wonkiness, because I can run my machine and hash, but I can still browse and do other things without it being all wonky. Although you have crazy overclock settings to really optimize it. Oh, well. So you shouldn't have an excuse. I think maybe it's just because of your settings, your crazy settings that you got on there. Maybe when you want to do stuff and hash at the same time, maybe you just set it to defaults or something and then do what you need to do. Anyone in Discord, you guys got any last questions before I get headed out of here?
Nothing new, but I was just curious. You'd mentioned that program there for looking at for like switching between the coins earlier there. What was the name of that program again?
For switching between the coins?
Well, and also just like looking at, I guess, like how your rig is running and stuff like that.
So I was mentioning TeamViewer. So if you do, I think it's teamviewer.com. If it'll go. There we go. Teamviewer.com. So teamviewer.com allows you to remote access into your computer, and you can do tweaks, you can type, everything like that. You can either do it from another computer, or they have a app for, I know it's for iPhone and iOS. I don't, or in the Apple Store. I don't know if it's for any of the Android phones, but you can go in, you can remote into your computer, you can type, you can download, you can do everything. It's really great tool, especially for me, where I can, where like I said, I am managing the mining rigs for Peter, and so when things go down or things like that, I can access it anywhere and see what's going on. Of course, it's limited, right? So if the computer just completely turns off, I can't do anything about that. But all the computers are set to automatically reboot upon, the power failure. What's up, Crypto Nationalist? Man, you came in right at the end of the stream, man. So if you got a question, man, I'm gonna answer you one question before I get off here. So ask your question. It better be $1 million question. By $1 million, you better be asking me what my address is so that you can send me $1 million. Don't be spoiled by FUD either, guys. If you guys get questions, please ask them. Oh, I see. I guess I gotta mention Crypto Chick here. I struggle with buying an ASIC miner as well as GPUs. Good or bad idea? My thought on ASICs is once they're done, they're done. Whether or not they finish mining, they're no longer profitable, or they completely crap out. There's one guy in the pub who he's keeping us updated, who sent his ASIC back because he was having problems with it, and it's taken him, I believe he said 3 months, and he still hasn't gotten his rig back. That's huge, especially since profitability is way down now. That's 3 months of profit lost, and he has to actually pay to have this thing shipped there, pay to have it shipped back, and pay for the customs. So ASICs versus GPU, because of the warranties, if you're in the US, right, because of the warranties in the US, I highly suggest sticking with GPUs, because if a GPU goes out and you're within that 1 year manufacturer warranty, usually you can easily send it off, easily get stuff back. Same thing with all the other components. In fact, I had to send off one of our power supplies because it was faulty. I sent it back. They ended up being out of stock, which, this isn't always the case, but this one was out of stock. And so I just got the new power supply back in today. And what I'm looking to do is build a standalone setup so I can show you guys. It won't be very intuitive type thing. It's not going to be like the live stream that I did with Peter, where we kind of highlight every single thing that we're doing and the steps. It's going to be more of me putting it together, hopefully you guys asking questions as I'm putting it together. If I do it live, if I don't do it live, it'll just be like a fast forward of me putting everything together and highlighting some key points that are a little difficult to do. So Crypto Nationalists, again, I answered Crypto Chicks, but I think I also answered your question about ASIC versus GPU. Again, GPU, because you have the ability to cash in on those warranties if needed. If anything goes wrong with that ASIC, it's done. It's paperweight at that point, guys. And not to mention, the profitability of those things drops off very quickly because they're releasing huge batches at one time, and people are just gathering them up as much as they can. Unless you start to see a new batch come out, unless you start to see that new batch of ASICs come out, you're not getting the full potential of what it was. It's like when these new coins come out, right? When the new coins come out, you get that early adoption, right? And people start gathering as much as they can before more and more people start joining that pool. So that's the same thing. What happens with ASICs is people will jump in, they get as many as they can, they start mining, they put those things right on the network, they start mining, that difficulty goes up and up and up and up, and the more and more that get introduced into the market, and then the second batch comes out, and you see difficulty going up and up and up, profitability coming down, 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 and just that gap gets bigger and bigger as you go on. So with GPUs, the nice part is you can switch it to another coin, right? So that profitability is almost staying about the same. Now there's nothing you can do about profitability when Bitcoin drops, but as far as everything else, you can keep that profitability the same by mining the most profitable coin, right? Let's see. An afterburner, because of the brand, aren't MSI. I can't identify identical GPUs apart. An afterburner, because of the brands, aren't MSI. It doesn't matter whether or not the brands are MSI or not. What you're going to want to look at, and I'm not going to be able to show you on stream, I don't believe. But if you look at where it says graphics cards, and it's going to say GTX 1070, or for yours it's 1070 Ti, right next to it says GPU. If you click on that, it'll show you your individual GPUs. Let's see. But yeah, and yeah, that's the other thing. ASICs are constantly out of stock, and you've got to get on the Twitter account for Bitmain or Antminer and be ready to jump on the next one. One more question. When are you going live again? So I'm trying to make it a consistent thing. Today was kind of an oddball live stream because I wanted to get everyone up to date on what's going on with the pub mining pool and the getting everyone to come in on March 16th. But I'm gonna try to make a regular thing out of the mining out of this live stream, and it will more than likely be every Sunday. Probably every Sunday. Probably get on about 9 o'clock right after Peter's stream. Try to jump on right after Peter's stream and give you guys as much information as I possibly can on mining, where we are, answer questions. I love to answer questions. I love to get more interaction back and forth. If you're a Patreon member, you can join me on the Discord channel, jump into the voice chat, be like BitNative and Wordo and Dylan in here, and you know, have your voice heard on the channel, and get those questions answered right here, right now, real time, all of that. BitNative asks, how does a miner software intensity relate to clock speed and power? That's the $1 million question. So you can increase the intensity so much so that you actually get terrible hashing power. So it's another one of those things where you kind of you have to find that balance. So yeah, like Ted's saying here, the hash rate doesn't change much, but the pool difficulty. So it's really weird. Typically, I would say leave it on default. Usually, it's like intensity 64, which I think is the maximum. But yeah, like Ted's saying, you can run it at 50. I think 50 is kind of that baseline in between. But for the most part, um, it's a balancing act. You're gonna intensify. You're gonna increase your intensity, but you're going to tweak your overclocking and your clock speeds and your power. So it's a balancing act. The relationship is there, but it's a very minor relationship between your hash power, intensity. Yeah, between your hash and power and your intensity. So that's all I got for you guys today. I'm glad everyone was here. Don't forget, March 16th, we're going to be on the Bitcoin private mining pool here at Mining. I wonder if we got any other people here. Nope, still got that one guy testing it out. But March 16th, that is the day to remember. That's the day to program everything. Again, if you have questions about how you set it up, anything like that, guys, send me a direct message on the Bitcoin Pub at Imaginary Pi. More than happy to answer any question you guys have. Again, I'm going to try to do this live stream every Sunday. So please hit subscribe. Please hit the like button, guys. It really helps me build my confidence, right, with doing this, and it also helps me with promoting the channel. So again, thanks so much, guys. I hope this was informative to you, and I hope you can join me next time. Thanks.